They were part of your journey, but they were never meant to stay. If you've been struggling to let go of someone or something, this video is for you. Peace isn't found in holding on, it's often found in walking away. Let's talk about it. People often stay stuck in cycles because they are afraid of change. Not because that person or situation is right for them. It's because they are comfortable. You know that every time you go to this particular job, you have so much anxiety. That is what happened to me a bit earlier in this year. I was working in a place that every morning I woke up and I had to go to work, go work in that particular environment, go see a particular manager or supervisor. I would get so much anxiety because I knew that regardless of if I was doing a good job or a bad job, whether I showed up early or late, whether I took initiative or try to not shake the boat and fall back a bit, I knew that no matter what I did, there would be something that this person would try to find to pick apart and pick on me on. Even if I spoke to a customer for a bit too long or I laughed too much with a customer, I would be told something about it. I would be told that I'm disrespecting myself and the entire interaction looks so weird and looks so off and I shouldn't do that. And I would be told anything regardless of whatever it is I did. So therefore, I was so uncomfortable every time I woke up and had to go to this particular place. But I never left because I was comfortable with the amount that I was making at the time. I was comfortable with the things that I was able to do with the income that I was receiving. I was comfortable because I thought to myself, well, at the end of the day, at least I have something. And I deluded myself into staying at this place for way longer than I needed to, and holding back on searching for another job, holding back on starting a business, holding back on starting my YouTube channel. I held back on doing so many things because I thought that, well, at least the wage is comfortable enough for me. But there came a point where, as everyone experiences, you crack. You have that one day, you have that one incident or that one conversation that you just say, that's enough. I'm not going to deal with this anymore. I never want to step foot back into this place and I never want to see that person again. We stay in places for way longer than we need to because we are just so used to the routine that we have formed as a result of having this thing in our life. We stay in relationships longer than we need to because we've just gotten so used to having this person there. You are afraid of starting over again. You think that, okay, this situation is bad, but at least I know that this situation is bad. I don't know what it is I'm going to find if I leave the situation. I don't know if my next job will be worse than that last one. I don't know if my next relationship will be worse than that last one. And because of the 50-50 chance of something else being worse than where we are right now, we delude ourselves into thinking that this is the best that we can do. We delude ourselves into staying in a place that causes us to be anxious, that causes us to cry every day, that causes us to question whether we're beautiful, whether we're worthy of love, whether we're able to grow the way we want to. We delude ourselves and we stay out of comfort, we stay out of routine. But this stunts your healing journey. You're not healing because you are actively holding on to the very thing that is breaking you. You cannot say that you want to clean the ice cream that is spilling onto your elbows whilst you're still holding the melting ice cream cone in your hands. You have to throw it away. You have to let it go. You have to let it fall to the ground. Only then will the cleanup process actually make sense. But if you keep wiping and wiping and wiping, you would find that more ice cream will continue to spill because you have not let go of the thing that is actually causing the damage. Reframe letting go as a power move. Walking away or being able to walk away is strength, not weakness. They don't give you a prize for staying in dung. They don't give you a prize for staying in the pigsty. No one has ever made a song about the one that stayed and dealt with all of the abuse and the trauma and the struggle. They always write love songs and poems and tell stories about the one that got away. Because the one that was able to walk away, the one that was able to run when red flags started to show, is the one that is seen as strong, is the one that is seen as powerful, is the one that is seen as having more self-respect. When you are ready to let go, you're actively saying to yourself, I deserve better and I'm ready for better. When you refuse to let go, you are not making room or space for something better to come along. You are surrounding yourself with the energy of lack, of anxiety, of trauma, and you're not making room for something or someone to come in and show you better. So when you let go, you move on to a stage that I like to call grieve, grow, and glow. You're grieving what you hoped that thing would have been. You're grieving that job and the things that you probably could have done and the amount of money you would have probably had if you stayed at that job. You're grieving that relationship and the hope that you had that that person would have changed, that maybe you guys could have worked it out. Maybe if you were able to sit down and talk for one last time, maybe it would have made a difference. I'm here to tell you, no. What you saw was what it was. They showed you who they are. They showed you what that relationship was. And you did the right thing by getting out of there before they took any more from you. Now you're growing through the pain. You're unlearning the habits that you picked up when you were in that place. You're unlearning all of the lies that you were told. You're unlearning the emotions that you were taught was okay to feel. You're unlearning the fear that you held on to whilst you were in that situation. And you're growing through the pain that those things has caused you. And as a result, you find the glow within yourself. You're able to release. And when you release that burden, when you let go of that relationship, when you let go of the person that you were that allowed such things to happen, you find that you glow from the inside out. You become a different person. You become who it is you always knew you could have become. You become the type of person that you admired. Journal your feelings. Delete those old messages. Delete all of those pictures. Go on a blocking spree if you have to. But get it all out of your system. Say affirmations for detachment and find solace and peace within yourself that you are now safe, that you are now in a better place and you're ready to experience all the good things that life has for you. The moment you disconnect emotionally is the moment that you reclaim your peace. If this video resonated with you, do consider subscribing because I post quite often.